Rochester Chamber Toastmasters is a breakfast buffet of fantastic things. Energy, humor, and with a few unwritten rules, it can actually be an even better meeting, and it can end on time as well. Who's stressed out on meeting day? I got a volunteer already. Well, our Toastmaster can be stressed out at times, and really he shouldn't be. But of course, trying to get things organized at the last second, well, things invariably do happen. And, well, that can lead to this sort of dish right here. And we want to avoid that, don't we? Yeah, we do. And this is one of our great keys to avoiding that. This wonderful little calendar here that takes us out an entire month. The beautiful thing about it is suddenly you have been put on notice. Ha-ha. And Toastmaster, by the way, in case anybody forgets, be sure to print this off. Print off at least one of them and bring them to the meeting. We'll make more copies for you. It'll be fine. But you've been put on notice. And so you've known about the assignment that you have been put on for weeks, but go ahead and panic, I guess. I mean, put it off. Be a procrastinator, just like me. There is responsibility ahead, though. That's really what we're trying to say with this agenda here. Look ahead, start planning, make some decisions here. And by the way, like Shelley did just yesterday when she discovered that last-minute meeting, she put up the white flags and said, hey, everybody. She took responsibility, by the way. She didn't just say, hey, Mr. Toastmaster, go find me a replacement. She took responsibility. She got on the email and said, hey, look, I really need someone to fill in for me. I need you to do this. And that's very, very important. And the reason I'm here is because I said, hey, let's make a deal. And I traded with Nee last week. And that's why I'm here. And Nee isn't here. That's another option, isn't it? The other thing that's really cool that you can do is as soon as you walk in the door and you discover you don't have a job, whether you know it or not, go up to the Toastmaster and say, hey, Mr. Toastmaster, hey, has anybody else not shown up? Is anybody else not doing a job? Can I help you out? It's a great thing. Look at that, he's smiling already. And you would too if you were Toastmaster. Volunteers. The key with the schedule and everything else in this club is we're working ahead. You're working ahead. You've been put on notice. There's a speech. Time to start writing. But you know something? You should already be working on that speech already. You should be working on that next speech, and maybe you already have a pocket speech. Christy talked about last week or the week before about maybe reworking a speech or two. This is a reworked speech to a certain extent, with a few extra doodads on it. That's what it is. But keep that pocket speech in your back pocket just in case Mike needs an extra speaker. The advantage is you. Everybody's trying to get stage time, right? Right? Well, you have an opportunity. Somebody bowed out. It's your time to move forward. Timing can be as easy as toast, believe it or not, when it comes to this breakfast barrage. We're talking 2 to 3 minutes when it comes to your Humor Master segment. We're talking 2 to 3 minutes when it comes to how you're going to evaluate somebody. That's really what we're talking about here. Don't go extraordinarily long and sandbag the meeting. That's what you want to avoid doing. 5 to 7 minutes is that international speech standard time here in Toastmasters. If you find out you're going to be going longer, you may want to inform your Toastmaster. And I tried to inform my Toastmaster this morning that I might be going just a little bit longer. But I'm hoping that he can be able to make some adjustments to his meeting and his time as a result. I'm trying to give him a heads up as soon as possible. Now, wrapping up well isn't just for breakfast anymore. What do I mean by that? You ought to be thinking as Toastmaster, what's that clock say right now? And what is that magic time? And as it starts to get at around 35 after, my antenna goes up. Whether I'm Toastmaster or not, I'm thinking, okay, so we're into that magic spot right there. Are we going to have time for table topics? Or what are we going to be able to do? Because after we pass 35, we've passed sort of a magic zone for table topics. Do I get 3 in there? Do I get 2? Do I get 1? Do I have to kibosh the whole thing depending on how that third speaker turned out? Because I'm looking at the 40-minute mark. As soon as I hit that, I'm thinking, I've got 3 evaluations. They're worth 3 minutes easy apiece. That's 10 minutes out of my meeting. So I've got to be thinking about timing. And my heart is going out to my Toastmaster here. I'm thinking, I've got to be very empathetic and worry about what's going on. So ticking off a few egg timer saving options here as we start thinking about how to adjust this meeting. You can limit the table topic questions down to 1, as we did last week, or maybe we just completely kibosh them. That can happen. Stay calm and remain at your seat. We do this quite often in this club, especially when we get a little bit heavy toward the end, and we of course have these jobs that we have to report on. Rather than coming up here to the lectern, we do them from our seat. And you can also self-edit yourself to help the Toastmaster out as well. The bottom line as you're doing your report, keep it TBR, tight, bright, and real. I think Elvis would have enjoyed that. He liked acronyms, you know. Also, the timer. I hate to dump on the timer, but believe it or not, this is the most insignificant job. And if you're trying to save time, this is it right here. Hey, timer, wake up. If in fact nobody went over, nobody made any egregious errors, then when you get up, you just say, you know something? Everybody did pretty well. Come see me about your time. Goodbye. That's it. Saved a whole ton of time in the meeting. It's a beautiful thing. Coffee talk communication is crucial. What do I mean by that? I got a job and I'm running late. I may want to get a hold of my Toastmaster and let them know that I'm going to be late so they're not all stressed out again, right? Right? Okay. Email. Call them. Did I text you this morning? Did I call you this morning? Did I try to let you know? Of course I did. I tried to have some communication with my Toastmaster about what's going on. A good omelet includes an intro and times. This is very crucial, my friends. Why? Because most Toastmasters are not great mind readers, nor are they great ad-libbers when it comes to your subject and trying to meet you wherever you're at on your speech subject. So please, hand them a nice intro, give them a fighting chance, let them know what the speech time is. The beautiful thing is you want to make a good first impression. How do you do that? You have an intro that you've written. It's nice, it's concise. It gets us to an emotional level where we reach you right here. There's a big baton handoff and voila! You're off to the races with that great speech, aren't you? Intros are key, so please do them. The other thing is try to email it the day before, the night before, whatever it is. And if you can't email it, try to print it off and bring it in. Just bring it in anyway. I gave it to Mike on his phone. He's probably still not very happy with me with that, but at least he got an intro. I'll say that much about it. And by the way, Mr. Toastmaster, Ms. Toastmaster, if you get a chance, read it out loud, okay? Because you want to get a feel for how the script really works. Where are the inflections? What do I have to emphasize so I can get this right and I make the sound, the intro, good? That would be a great thing. Make your presentation go even more smoothly with a few special instructions. Why not? This is a lectern. Yes. Do you need it moved because you're doing a demo? Well, then tell the Toastmaster beforehand, why don't you? This is a really awful shot right here of PowerPoint, which we are using right now. But if you're going to use it, why not let the Toastmaster know that? And if you need to make special accommodations or you're just not sure how to use PowerPoint, then recruit somebody to help you out so you can get started. So we don't have an intro and then fumble. Oh yeah, we've got PowerPoint. And by the way, if you got business after the meeting, tell the Toastmaster ahead of the meeting so maybe he can make some allowances for that business and he can get you in. It's not a bad thing. Making sausages and speeches can be somewhat similar. Yes, that's right. We're talking about content here. Step out of your comfort zone. That's right. Do something slightly different. Talk about something slightly different. Talk about senses, whatever, just like we did this morning. The other thing is don't be a broken record. My mother tells me the story about this Toastmasters club she belonged to in Arizona, where every time the guy got up, he talked about UFOs, because he was a UFOologist. So you had to know about UFO. This gets to be really boring and tedious after a while. Change things up. We don't really have that much trouble with that in this club, thank God. Don't be mean, keep it clean. What do I mean by that? Well, try to keep it clean. This is not Toastmasters Blue. This is a real club in Arizona, by the way. And if you need to know more about it, of course, Jeff Burns will tell you more about it. No mussing, no fussing, no cussing, and no bawdy stuff. That's what these guys do. Yeah. So check it out sometime. No politics too, if you can avoid it, at least current stuff. If you want to talk about LBJ, that's fine. But current politicians, please, no. Let's not do the divisive thing. As Jeff Burns would say, Toastmasters is like church. Yeah, that's right. And it's pretty much content that you'd feel safe telling your mother about, right? Right. So keep it that way. Oatmeal and evaluations, they're good for you. Wilford Brimley would, of course, approve of that message. Stay positive. Be kind. Be generous with people, if you will, when you're doing your evaluation. Use that sandwich method. What do I mean by that? We got some positives here. In the meat in the middle, of course, is a little bit of light criticism. And then we, of course, give them a few more positives on the way out. And hopefully they'll show up again and give us another speech, right? All right, hope. Whatever you do, try to save the embarrassing stuff or the more contentious stuff for on the side where you can talk to them. Don't try to embarrass them in the meeting itself, seriously. Mentoring and feedback, we're pretty good about that around here, and let's keep it going. Especially, I know Nee a while back started feedback cards. We got to continue that practice. It's a good practice. Or just jot something down on a scrap of paper and hand it to somebody. I mean, it doesn't have to be that technical. Table topics can be as flaky as croissants. What do I mean by that? Well, some of the questions that get asked are like, how the heck am I going to answer that question? And I don't feel like answering that question. And you know something? You don't have to. You really don't have to. All we're really looking for is a solid minute out of you. If you want to talk about your breakfast or how you mowed the lawn, we don't care. Just give us something that will allow us to hear you talk without blah, 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 for a whole minute. Why not? Just about everybody likes juice, and it is everybody's job, as I mentioned, to mentor, to coach, to support, offer motivation to people. Also, to welcome guests. Put your hand out. Move forward. Let people know you're happy that they're here. And by the way, Mr. Toastmaster, if you have time at the end of the meeting, and we're pretty good about this, allow these guests an opportunity to say hi. How'd you feel about the meeting? And luckily, we've been able to do that quite a bit here lately. Good etiquette and grits just go together, don't they? Yeah, they do. Put a little butter on it. This is a lectern. Yes, a lectern. And they can even be tall like that. It's sitting on a podium. If you knew Erica Polanski, you knew how much she harped on this, and it was a real pet peeve for her because people would get up here and go, I'm up here at the podium, you know. No, you're not. If you step up, you are. So this is it, very simplified. And by the way, in honor of Erica, one other thing. When you're up here, you are the keeper of the lectern, all right? When you're done, you wait until Mike comes over here and takes your hand and you usher him back in control of that lectern. Otherwise, you're doing it wrong. Try to avoid that. Special K and recognition just seem to complement one another, don't they? Come on. Isn't it great to be recognized for your achievements and the fact that you're a distinguished club and we've got some great youth leaders right here? That's fantastic. We've got to keep that going. And also, we put this stuff on our social media website. See if you can like it. See if you can share it. Just gets the word out about us. Why not? And regular attendance at meetings is extraordinary. Of course it is. It's great to see all these people. There are lots of wonderful people here, lots of butts in the seats, lots of applause, lots of energy, good humor. It makes for a better meeting experience. Do or not, there is no try, according to our friend Yoda. Like Yoda would say, there is no try, do be here, okay? And summed it up as, is as smooth as syrup on pancakes. What more can I say as we stretch this breakfast metaphor along? Take responsibility for assigned roles, help your Toastmaster with timing, celebrate achievements and, of course, milestones. Humor, communication, and fellowship are what makes this place special. Trust me, it really is special. And it'll be a great, great morning experience. Mr. Toastmaster.